God, the sun. Okay, there's a lot of repeats with the questions. So this is the most common one. What's the fee? So the fee is €600. Nurse Ashling and Debbie and Lorraine, they charge 580. I charge €600, and it's not upfront that you have to pay your fee of €600. It is staggered into two payments. So usually step one is, well, with me it's 400, with the girls it's 380 or 390, I think. And step two, when you come back for your step two, you pay the balance. With me it would be 200, and with the girls it's either 180 or 190, I can't remember. Anyway, either way, it's a two-step process and it's a two-step fee. So the total fee is 580 with the girls, 600 with me. And you don't have to pay it all up front. And if you're under pressure, you can request a payment plan that goes out over a 6-month period. So just so that you know that. You won't get your receipt until the end though. Okay, firstly, don't fret. Depending on your oncologist and if they give permission to have the work done, and if your treatment is going great all along up to now, all you have to do is reach out for the oncology consent form from us. We'll email it to you and you can email that on to them, or you can print it off and bring it with you to your next treatment and get your oncologist or one of the team to sign it to give us the permission to go ahead. Then we'll send a patch test out to you. That has to be done 24 hours in advance, and then we'll issue you with an appointment and get you an available nurse in order to be able to get the work done. If your oncologist says no, well then you just have to wait until your chemo is finished. We can't do it without oncologist permission during chemotherapy. And if you are that person who can't have it done during chemo, there's always these brow tattoo transfers. They last 3 days. They're brilliant. Okay, the answer to that is yes. Leia Healthcare only cover Browteak Ireland for cancer chemotherapy clients and their clients who've got alopecia. But if you have VHI, I recommend that you get in touch with VHI and see what your plan allows. There are certain plans that would give you maybe €100 of a rebate towards eyebrow tattooing. You don't have to come to us for that. You can go to anybody, but we're the only nurses that do it. Irish Life and Health have stepped up to the plate only very recently. Garda Medical Aid. Now I see Garda Medical Aid here. I have clients who's usually one particular client, she's the wife of a Garda and she had cancer nearly 20 years ago. And the Garda Medical Aid covered 80% of her claim with the receipt that we gave her. Now, I don't know if that's fairly standard because the Garda Medical Aid hasn't reached out to us, or, we've reached out to them. Right, to finish the previous question, we have reached out to the Garda Medical Aid. They haven't liaised with us in any way, but this Garda's wife said to me, give me the receipt and I'll see if I can put in a claim. And she rang me a couple of days later and said, you're not going to believe it, Olive, but they've actually covered 80% of the claim. I don't know if it's a fluke. I don't know what it is, but there's been occasions that a Garda Medical Aid have rejected a claim. So, yeah, I don't know. And I'm sure the prison officers, they have their own insurance as well. Now, I don't think I've ever had a prison officer's wife with cancer, so I don't know how that works out. But anyway, ring them in advance to see, so you don't want any surprises. Now, that's not any reason not to come. You know, if you find that you are strapped and that it's an expensive time for you, ask about our payment plan. And you can pay weekly over 6 months, which I think works out at about... Okay, this is an easy one. Absolutely. Of course, we take clients who don't have cancer eyebrows or eyebrows. So I know that you'll see it all over our website, cancer, but obviously that is 70% of our clients have cancer, and they come to us because we are covered by health insurance, and it is an expensive time when you've got cancer, and thank God that the private health insurance companies are giving you a rebate. But eyebrows are eyebrows, and the other 30% of our eyebrow clients would be thyroid issues, menopausal issues, overplucked in the past, alopecia, trichotillomania, that's where you pluck out your eyebrow hairs, and any aging, old age, overplucked, whatever. Of course we'll take you. The gorgeous nurse Lorraine. So Lorraine is the newest member to our team. She trained up the middle of last year sometime, and did all her models. Her work is exemplary. It's really amazing. She's really got the artist eye. And Lorraine was a client of mine before she started up her own business, and now she's an affiliate of Browteak Ireland. But where's she based? Yes, okay, so she's based in Limerick, and she's got a clinic attached to her own home in Ballasgreen. So she's covering the whole Limerick, Galway, Tip, Kilkenny, that area. And highly qualified as a nurse. And she's still nursing, but she's available Wednesday afternoons and Saturdays to do eyebrows for any clients. Cancer or whatever reason you've lost your eyebrow hairs. We love Lorraine. And just to finish that, all of the nurses that are affiliates of Browteak all have extensive theatre experience. And as you know, in our nursing and midwifery, I'm a midwife as well. Nurse Aisling has worked in oncology, and in our training, and part of our training has been bloodborne pathogens, infection control, cross-contamination, sterility. That's all part of our training. So we're as safe as houses in an unregulated industry. Anyway, are you in the Dublin clinic yourself? The answer to that is no. I had to break the news to Anne in Roaches to say that I was ceasing travelling to Dublin. If I opened my clinic myself here in Clonakilty 7 days a week, I would be full 7 days a week. So I found the travel to Dublin tiring, doing the work, setting up, taking things down, and I don't need to go now when I have the fabulous Debbie who will represent us in Roaches. So thankfully, I don't need to go to the Dublin clinic anymore. I wasn't able to offer the service that the Dublin, obviously because the population being as big as it is, I used to travel there once every 6 weeks. Then it came down to once every 4 weeks, once every 3 weeks for a full day of clinics. And and then when Debbie came on board, it was an answer to a prayer, because Debbie, even though she's from West Cork, is married in Naas, and if she can't see you in the Dublin clinic Mondays, Thursdays, Fridays or Saturdays, or if the room isn't available in there, that's fine. She will invite you to a clinic that she has attached to her own home in Naas. So fear not, you may not get your treatment in Roaches, but you'll get it in her clinic in her own home, 4 days a week. That's amazing service. I know. We're living in an instantaneous society, and people want the treatment done now, and they're happy to take risks. As nurses, we're not going to allow you to take a risk. Our patch test is non-negotiable. I'm blue in the face from this. So you have to factor that in to your time allowed. As soon as you make the phone call, as soon as you make contact with us, we'll get the patch test out to you the following day by post, and it has to be done 24 hours before you have your appointment, so we have to factor all of that in. Sorry, there's a wasp. But patch test and instantaneous, and we're not walk-in service. You have to plan in advance. Patch test, if it's not done and you have a reaction, we're covered by insurance because the patch test was done and we post it out to you. And it's done at consultation if you have a consultation with us instead. But patch test is absolutely non-negotiable. If you have a reaction, I got that wrong. So if you have a reaction to the patch test, look, I've never had anybody have a reaction in the 14 years I'm doing this, but if you have a reaction to the patch test, it was done in advance, and if anything bad happens, we're covered by insurance. If you waive it, and some people do this, which is bad practice in my opinion, and it doesn't matter about my opinion, we have to look at what the fine print is in the insurance. Even if you waive it and you sign it to say that you waived it, and something bad happens and you have a reaction, we may as well not have, we're not covered by insurance. So even though you waived it, that signature means nothing in a court of law. So safety first. Time it. Yes, there might be a delay and it is inconvenient. And I know we're living in an instantaneous society. I know all of that. But it's non-negotiable. Oh my God, the questions are still coming in. Thank you. I know exactly who you are, and thanks for that. I absolutely agree. I know, particularly in cancer and alopecia, wig is incredibly important. But the amount of clients who had said to me in the warm weather, they took off their wig, they put on their bandana or their lovely soft hats, and they're usually quite a tight fit on the skull, and that they didn't look like a naked. Now, I am not being rude by saying that. It is the comment that a lot of our cancer clients say, that, you know, in this warm weather, some of them just can't bear the band of their wigs, even though the wigs are just amazing, but that they are wearing nothing on their skull or maybe a little bandana, and with the eyebrows they don't look sick or like a naked. I did a reel on this the other day, and it's the term that clients use is a naked. I had never heard of this before. Yes, the answer to that is yes. You don't have to pay your €600 up front at the first treatment. It's a two-stage payment. So first stage is €400, second stage is €200. It's a little bit less with Lorraine, Debbie and Aisling. I've had to increase my fees because I'm the business owner, and I increased my fees on the 1st of June, and nobody has complained to date, but we were late to the party when it came to increasing the fees. The energy crisis has crippled me and my business. Our electricity bill has gone up fourfold, so we were late to the party. I waited 9 months. I kept on thinking that maybe it would get better and better and better, and it didn't. Anyway, yes, it's settled in 2 stages, and if you're under pressure, if you're financially having a difficult time, we have a partial payment plan of 6 months. So just go back to the other questions there. Yeah, I've covered that already. Oh, do you know, I think I might do a story on this. I might do a live on this, or coffee talk maybe one of the days. How did I leave nursing to do this? So I didn't leave nursing to do this. I left nursing to be a stay-at-home mom. Which I absolutely adored, and feel very privileged that I was able to do it. Obviously took a huge financial hit as a result of it, and then my husband lost his job. Retrenched, I think is the nice word to use, and he was making noises about me going back nursing, and quite frankly I hated nursing. I was a brilliant nurse, but I hated it. I hated the hospital structures, I hated hierarchy, and I wanted to be my own boss, and the stars lined up for me to become my own boss, and it has been an incredibly difficult road. Oh my God. And nobody becomes an overnight success. Usually it takes 10 years to become an overnight success. At the time, I had no support. I was financially crippled at home. My husband, his redundancy package only lasted a very short time. And it was a very stressful time in our lives. And I still refused to go back nursing, even though there's a nursing home literally minutes away from where I live, and I wanted to stay at home, but more importantly, I did not want to go back nursing. My dad was dying at the time, and he gave me some money so that I could actually train up to do something that excuse me, I'm a bit emotional now, something that would facilitate me being able to work and have a skill, and be my own boss. And this is the road that I path. So I give thanks to the universe every single day. I rise early to do meditation. And whether you believe in the power of mindfulness or the power of manifesting all of the necessary steps that I needed to make dropped in front of me. You know what they say, that if you're looking for something, if you want to learn something, the teacher appears. That's what actually happened to me, and I grabbed it with both hands, despite the fact that I had no support from anybody. No support. They thought it was a harebrained idea, and I didn't. And I felt I was going to be able to make a success of it. And I had a male friend at the time who actually said, Olive, yes, I do have male friends that I see regularly. Love my husband very dearly. But he had said to me at the time, Olive, if you perfect a skill and you become an expert at it, people will travel any distance. And that's what actually happened. And he said, it isn't the brand that they're coming for, it's you. And he was the only person that actually said, I think you should go for this. I did a lot of work around making the decision because there was huge financial implications. The training that I got initially was shite. So I had to travel overseas, Europe and in the States to upskill. And that's what I did. And the other piece of advice I got at the time was, don't take a loan out for it. So when my dad gave me the money, we were very financially strapped here at the time. We didn't have a spare fiver at the end of the week. And I really mean that. So when my friends used to go for coffee, I used to not be able to join them. But I used to encourage us to go to Inchydoney and sit on the beautiful beach with flasks of coffee. Anyway, that's not the poor story. But the end of the story is that I didn't take a loan. I could have used that money that Dad gave me to make improvements to our home. There was loads of work to be done. Oh my God. Loads of work. And my husband said at the time, this is your dad's legacy, Olive. You got to do what he wants you to do with it. And I did. And the rest, as they say, is history. Right. All right. I'll do a couple of more of these, and then I'll close it down. I need to put my phone away at lunchtime, and I'm putting it away until next Tuesday. Anyway, so I'll just go through a couple of more of these. Can I have more info, please? Absolutely. All you have to do is just email us, or you can DM me here with your email address, and I'll get Isaac to send you the information pack by return. It's free, it's no obligations. You just get all the information that you need, whether you need to have your eyebrows done for whatever reason. We cover a cancer section, and anybody who's got thyroid issues, postnatal issues actually. They were seeing a lot of postnatal moms. You know the way you lose your hair, it thins out in pregnancy, and then it regrows after the baby is born. Same thing is happening with the eyebrows, but they're not coming back to their former glory. I wonder if it's got COVID, the boosters and things. I wonder, anyway, but not. Actually, great question. Yes, you can. So if you book a consultation, all the nurses do it, all 4 of us do it. If you book a consultation, you don't have to be physically present to have the consultation. We'll do the consultation over the phone. So, or over, FaceTime or WhatsApp, whatever you like, or Zoom. And it's 40 minutes of your time. We'll go through what the work's all about, go through your medical history, go through your drug history, go through whatever history you have. We'll probably be able to see your skin pretty well on the FaceTime. We'll send you the patch test out in the post and answer all the questions. So in advance of your consultation, just be sure to have all your questions written down, because it's 40 minutes. So, we'll be able to go straight into the particular questions that you've got. And the patch test can be posted out to you. And so just put that into the box when you're making a consultation appointment. Yes, you can. I didn't realise that this was the case. Laya Healthcare, now I have fought with Laya Healthcare. I'm tired about the fight, but anyway, they're finally this year took us way more seriously than ever done. Up to last year they were only giving €60 back in a rebate, but this year now it's a minimum, I think, of 300, and depending on your cover or your payment, your plan, it could be even as much as €450. But a client of Nurse Debbie's had cancer, I think 20 years ago, is with Laya Healthcare, rang them and they said, yeah, fire away, and they covered more than half of her claim, even though she's cancer free right now. So yeah, call them first, then make your appointment. Thank you. Yes, I know who you are, and we've had a long conversation in relation to that. So just for anybody else, this lady had very young children at home, children with anxiety issues as a result of COVID, and next thing, a flippin' cancer diagnosis. And she was able to get her wig to make her hair look amazing. We recommend Amari wigs. So her hair looked the same. They knew she was going to hospital to get better, but in the evening times she used to take off her wig, and because her eyebrows made her look the same, she didn't look sicker than she felt. And then as a result of that, her children, because their antennae are up all the time and they may be reassured that something is doing okay, but they can detect that something isn't quite right, and her eyebrows, she feels, made that difference. Isn't that amazing? Right, I'm going to stop now. And yes, I feel so privileged every single day that I go to work. I feel so privileged every email of inquiry. I feel so privileged with every phone call. Now, nearly everybody books online now. But we love the fact that you place your trust in us every single day. And, I'd often hear people say, oh my God, you're a bunch of energy. No, I'm not really. I love my work. I am exhausted. I get exhausted every evening on my days off, our recovery time. And I give thanks every day for the trust that you place in us. Oh my God, the questions are still coming in. How do I make an insurance claim? Well, this is an important question. Okay, so you first make your booking with us, then you come and have the treatment. When your treatment is completed, we give you a very special receipt. So it's not the payment receipt that you issue to your insurer, health insurance. It is the written receipt that you get from us in Browteak Ireland. Is what you use to upload onto your insurance app. That's signed by us and stamped, and it's also got a watermark as well. So that's our official receipt. So that's what you upload to your insurance company, and that's the one that that you use to make your claim. Your payment, which is usually by card, that is for your own personal use. That is not for the insurance claim. Oh God, I'm right. I am nearly gone now. Now, actually, this one breaks my heart. Okay, medical card. Sadly, we are a private business. It just so happens that we're all nurses in the service industry, and all of the nurses that work with Browteak are private. They have private businesses as well as being an affiliate of Browteak. Sadly, we are a private service. I know it's an expensive time. I am on this fight, Holly Cairns tabled a motion in the Dáil for PRSI and medical card patients. We feel very strongly that it's important, but you need to approach your local TD and tell them how important it is, because the budget is coming up and I'm only one voice and the four of us nurses are only four voices, but we need the likes of you to reach out to your TD and tell them how important it is. So do reach out to us though, and we'll help you in relation to setting up a partial payment plan so that you can have your eyebrows and so that you can don't take a loan out for them. Just reach out to us and we'll organise a partial payment plan. The fee is the fee, and setting up a partial payment plan, I think there's about €16